What is up, you guys? Namicon here, bringing you my perspective as to what entertainers are bringing us. And today we'll be talking about Blackjack. Originally a manga series created by Osamu Tezuka, the godfather of manga, according to a lot of people, which was a huge success, selling over 50 million copies in Japan alone, making it one of the best-selling manga of all time. Blackjack is also the second best-selling manga from Osamu Tezuka, behind Astro Boy. There were many adaptations of Blackjack, but the one I want to talk about is the 2004 anime adaptation that first broadcasted in Japan on October 11th, 2004. The show lasted 61 episodes, lasting over 12 years. After the show ended, there was a sequel called Blackjack 21, which covered other chapters from the manga that the 2004 show did not tackle. So the show stars Akio Otsuka, Yuko Mizutani, Osamu Saka, and Nachi Nozawa. The show stars Blackjack. He is a doctor, and he is not just any doctor. He is someone that is a master of surgery, but he does not come cheap. In fact, he is expensive. He will charge over $1 million just because his skills are world class. He will only tackle a sickness that even regular surgeons would not know what to do with. That's how sought after his skills are. In terms of plot, Blackjack doesn't really have an overarching story. A majority of the episodes are self-contained, although they do introduce characters that become recurrent throughout the series. And it does also go in depth with the characters when it wants to. There are episodes during Blackjack's school or early years. There is an episode as to how Blackjack got his face like that, and there is also a backstory on Blackjack's assistant Pinako, who is one of the two main characters in the series. I like the show. It's pretty simple. There's nothing going on, but for what it showcased, it's pretty effective. One episode was that stood out to me was when Blackjack decides to help a blue whale. The whale keeps coming to Jax's place because he knows he'll tend its wound, even if Blackjack gets really annoyed by it. But he doesn't know the backstory to those wounds, and Blackjack finds out about it and decides to take the matter into his own hands. Another arc that I really like was Blackjack's school days, where he doesn't have that many friends, and he but that one friend checks up on him all the time. They usually eat lunch together, they hang out together, but the thing is he always smiles. The even though it was revealed that his life is really rough, but he smiles through it because just frowning on it just doesn't do anything. That really stood out to me. Even Blackjack was kind of surprised by it because he was shocked at finding from when he found out that his life is really rough. I watched the show on Peacock and it was only on English dub, and not gonna lie, the dub is kind of rough. So apparently there were two English dubs. One was made from Hong Kong and the other was produced at Canada. I'm not sure what version was showcased at Peacock, uh, but given the word pronunciations I noticed, I'm going to assume it's the Japan Foundation Studio, which is a Canadian studio. Maybe if I saw this show on Japanese, I probably would have had a much better experience watching it instead of seeing the rough dub. Like seriously, they had to go to change some of the established characters' names to appeal to the Western crowd, which is almost never a good idea. Only the the only shows that did a pretty good job at this was Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Digimon. But I think I do Digimon has moved on from that. Not I don't I think Yu-Gi-Oh is still doing that. I don't know if Pokemon is still doing that. But since Netflix is now dubbing it, I'm going to assume that they have moved on from that. But overall, Blackjack is a pretty good show. It's I do this is a show that I would r- really recommend to young ones. Normally I wouldn't recommend any shonen shows to kids, since they're not since shonen's demographic is like 13-year-old boys. But there isn't that many there isn't that much action, there's not much violence. It does get intense at times, but it it's not violent at all. But yeah, it's a pretty simple story. It's pretty effective. Most of the episodes are self-contained, and I like I like Blackjack himself. He does have his own moral code, and that's and he did stood out to me. Pinnacle was kind of annoyed me at first, but I didn't mind her as time go as the show goes on. So um Blackjack is a pretty good show. If you want to watch it, Crunchyroll has it. I don't know if they have it on English dub, but I'm certain they have it on Japanese sub. So yeah, I would, if you guys are curious on Blackjack, I would say go check this show out. And if you want to see if you are interested in anything Osamu Tezuka, I check the show out. It's pretty good. But anyways, for those of you that have seen the Blackjack 2004 series, did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and make sure you follow my Instagram, backlog, and other box down in the description down below. This is Domicon, and I'll see you next time.